It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We're going to do some more D12. Eminem is called These Drugs. Apparently it was a bonus track off of the Devil's Night project, so I'm excited. We went through quite a bit of this project, and it's all fire. It's all fire, so I'm excited for this. Let's see what they was cooking with.
It was like, whoa, and then the fucking room started spinning and shit. And my friend came in, he was like, yo, M, you putting that shit up your nose again? And I was like, no, and everything was just spinning, I couldn't even see. And like, he started to look like a monster and shit, and then I just started laughing and threw up all over the fucking floor. It's crazy.
My music is therapeutic for whoever's there to use it. It's like Lucifer's here to influence listeners through it. You probably do what it's said to do just from listening to it. It's got the power to get you to do it. So when this shit comes on, I wanna see some shit jump off, some bitch get slapped, some motherfucking kid get stomped. Get this song, go run out and buy this disc and try this shit. As much coke as I just did. Cause times like these got me doing lines like these. Plus I grab a pencil every time that I light weed.
Is it good for the kids? You can't let your kids listen to this. Yo, listen, the amount of moms that probably wilded over some of the stuff M said back in the day over the years is wild to me. Okay, I like this. Okay, this is gonna be really, really dope. This is the M that I like.
Just from listening to it.
We gotta go back more. Come on, we gotta go back more.
Over the fucking floor. It's crazy.
My music is therapeutic for whoever's there to use it. It's like Lucifer's here to influence listeners through it. You probably do what it's said to do just from listening to it. It's got the power to get you to do it. So when this shit comes on, I wanna see some shit jump off, some bitch get slapped, some motherfucking kid get stomped. So get this song, go run out and buy this disc and try this shit. As much coke as I just did. Cause times like these got me doing lines like these. Plus I grab a pencil every time that I light weed. It's probably because of the drug. Shady does what he does, and this what he is. I'm busy, visit these kids.
Hey Stephanie, let's take some ecstasy. Now pull your pants down, bitch, and have sex with this dog next to me.
Bizarre is so different. Bizarre is so different. I like how M said that he picks up a pencil every time that he smokes weed. I used to be the same way. I quit smoking weed now because it became more of a crutch. I wasn't using it as a tool like I used to, where I'd smoke and then just sit down to make music. And it was a beautiful thing back then. But it changes over time. And when I said this is the M that I like in the beginning, for anybody new here, those of you guys that rock with me, you already know what I mean. But I like new M. I think M has evolved, and he's one of the few artists that has changed a lot over the years that he's been out in music and stayed continuously dope, and honestly just became a better and better writer as far as the doubles and triple entendres, and just the way that he pieces it together now is really, really impressive. But I just like that old shock factor crazy M. Like that shit was one of my favorite eras, and I grew up on it, so it's probably why I'm a little biased to it.
Shady does what he does, and this what he is. I'm busy, visit these kids.
Hey Stephanie, let's take some ecstasy. Now pull your pants down, bitch, and have sex with this dog next to me. Till I'm dead, I'm taking blunts to the head. Needles in my broken leg, listen to Grateful Dead. These mescalines got me sure that I can fuck any whore with genital warts on the Warped Tour. Who slipped it down in my snapple? Clutching out Interscope.
Bizarre, you're signed to Capital.
Fuck it, I was born with half a brain, sniffing cane at celebrity basketball games. You motherfuckers think I'm a gimmick, cause I got a cash money tattoo and roll with no limit. The last time I sniffed blow, I ended up in Denver, Colorado at an Iggy Pop show. Bizarre be smoking a half a pound, fucking the engineer's wife while he's mixing my song down.
It's like back when I first went on tour, I went crazy. I was out of control, and just was fucking wasted every night. Like waking up the next morning, like where the fuck am I at? What the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? I was just out of control.
I like how we're getting little talking points of M and explaining things that are real. Like, you know, when I first went on tour, I went crazy. I was drunk every night. I can only imagine though, because when he first went on tour, the amount of attention and fame that he had, especially right then, I mean, he still got it today, but for that newfound, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody would have handled it well at a younger age. Like, I could only imagine having got the attention that M was getting. I would have been bugging. I would have been bugging out there on tours.
Benadryl got me stiffer than a mannequin. 8 years old, swallowing Anderson, standing over my banister, laughing with a chromed out caliber. The weed that I'm selling is black, look like the back of a tarantula. I keep a substantial amount of aspirins in my Acura, smashing it after framing a nigga with smacking dust. I'm scandalous, drugs been ran from us, cracking capsules to expand our blunts. I roll it up and take the pressure to the head. Now I'm looking like an extra on Night of the Living Dead, till they find me on the stretcher. I'm quick to sample anything, bitch, you got a tester? This crank can have me blowing up banks like Uncle Fester.
What's the lie? You admit that I'm a fiend. Pop beans, Collines, along with amphetamines. Ghetto kings, meddling with the smell of greens. Got a jello spleen and see yellow rings. Blue pills and purple mushrooms.
Hey little girl, you got a curfew, don't you?
Listen since yesterday, perfect just for Ray. See him on Judgment Day, none from Special K. 2 types of X and vitamin C. Swallow Hennessy along with Tylenol 3. Grind in the teeth at the signs of the E. I lost 6 days at a time in the week. The crime in the street, hold your parents for ransom. Why D12 gang rape Marilyn Manson? In 12 hours we blow a pound of the chronic. Barf at my stomach line and drown in my vomit.
Cause I always tell people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an addiction, don't admit it to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit to yourself. Because if anybody sees that, you know what I'm saying, when you're out in the public eye and shit, they're always gonna think that you're on that shit, even if you're not. That's why I always tell my friends, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, like for me, I don't give a fuck. I'll probably end up dying from this shit one day. I'll probably pick up a newspaper in the morning and it's like Eminem dies.
What's crazy is that what he says, it almost actually happened. He OD'd at one point. And instead of being one of the people that it just went right back down that path, thankfully he got clean and changed his life. And I think he's at what? He's past 20 years now, I think, of being clean.
I mean, like for me, I don't give a fuck. I'll probably end up dying from this shit one day. I'll probably pick up a newspaper in the morning and it's like Eminem dies from drug overdose. You know what I'm saying? And my friends, they ain't no fucking better. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing but influences, bad influences to me. So it's peer pressure. Shit is like all peer pressure. That's what it boils down to. And I give into it. So do they.
This was a dope bonus track. I like how he shared like real facts of his life and stuff as far as the touring early on. Like stuff like this, it makes it way better music in my opinion. There's a lot of art to it. Some wild stuff was said in some of these verses, but this was cool. I enjoyed this. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Let me know what you thought about the Devil's Night project overall. I had never heard it until recently we started to go through it. I just, again, and I said this in multiple videos, but I don't know why. I just never really dove into a lot of the D12 side of things. And not really thinking like, oh, M's on a lot of these tracks. Let me check all of it out. It's not that I didn't like D12, but I tend to just listen to like Eminem's solo tracks or his collabs with other artists that I knew of. But I missed out on a lot. Definitely missed out on a lot, but comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. I appreciate you guys. I will catch you in the next video, homies.
I don't believe in the future, so I just look to my past life. I take all the lessons I've learned and then I create me a moment you can't write. It's different than dreams, it's different than wishing for shit that you see. It's something you build, you gotta shed tears, and if you gon' live it, accept that you'll bleed. This ain't a drill, that's just a beat. This shit is real, cause that's what you need. This is the pill, that is the seat. Take you a moment before you concede. I got a lot of shit waiting on change, but every day wake up and do it the same. I'm sick of my mind, it's out of control. I thought it was fine, but that was a phase. I mean, it's like, I got a chance, why would I blow it? It's all that I have.